Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to Kayfabulous, your source for wrestling news. I'm your new slam.
Wait, excuse me. What was the name of our radio station?
Kayfabulous.
I do not.
Well, as you know, in pro wrestling, kayfabe is the portrayal of events within the industry as real or true. It represents a suspension of disbelief required to watch wrestling. So Kayfabulous is the name of our wrestling show that we're doing.
If you have to look at Urban Dictionary to
I know this
decipher a goof, then
I don't. But if you're in the world, this is a show for true fans. I am ever since I am watching WrestleMania tonight. I have been really into the world, the mythos, if you will, of WrestleMania, or as I like to call it, the Big Slam. And Kayfabulous is a new direction for my brother and me, an advice show for the modern era that represents that new direction, that bold new direction that I'm taking our show in. This is not an April Fool's.
So basically,
gag.
what you're saying is we've picked a fake sport for fake sport people.
Who's your favorite slam man?
Right now, people who are working
today.
right now. I mean, all time, obviously, Bret the Hitman Hart. Right now,
Is he the one who fell and died?
No, that's his dear departed brother Owen. Right now, I'm really into Fancy Dan, the Turnbuckle Man, who is sort of he's kind of like that berries and cream guy from the Starburst commercials, except his leg muscles are just pumping. You know, he's like
He uses them to kick. I understand.
Yeah, he'll kick anything that moves. They don't let babies snare him anymore because he will just kick. It's like blind. It's like blind instinct in there. It's like working with a puma.
I miss. I miss.
Who?
I miss Jimmy Jean Shorts.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
He was the slam man who would wear like sweatpants into the ring and just get the ever loving shit just beaten out of him or kicked out of him, and then in his hour of need, he would rip his sweatpants off and there would be some jorts on under it, and then he would find his strength inside of himself via using the jean shorts as some sort of focus.
I do.
You know who I miss?
Who's that, Travis?
The Karate Kid.
Yeah, he was very good.
He was really weird. He had a weird thing about him.
I do want to introduce ourselves before we get too deep into Kayfabulous. I am your oldest brother, Justin the Reconciler McElroy.
And I'm your middleest brother, Hacksaw Travis McElroy.
And I am your baby brother, Griffin Daisy Dukes McElroy. I was Jimmy Jean Shorts' second. I was his
job
foil.
His foil. That's what they use. That's what they call it. Sort of like Paul Bearer was the foil of the Undertaker. I am the one part of this goof in this advice show for the modern era that we do every week. The one part of this is not goof. I am indeed watching WrestleMania this evening, and I have been attempting to educate myself, to catch myself up on some of the various storylines and plot lines that will be represented this evening. I hear The Rock is coming back to fight our dear friend John Cena. That will be an athletic contest.
He is the reigning champion from last year's WrestleMania, even though he was the fucking referee.
Right.
WrestleMania, you are the craziest.
You are so crazy. Speaking of crazy, what I was really shocked by is that there are men in this athletic contest that were adult men wrestling when I was a baby boy.
Right.
And now I'm a grown man. I've grown into my body. You know, I have my own muscles and my own takedown moves. Yeah. But these guys are still out there doing their thing. They're still out there.
The Undertaker is literally 78 years old now, right?
But how hard must it be to retire from this sport and do something else?
Well,
what do you do after this?
Well, you become an Undertaker. I mean, obviously, your business, you will not be able to control how much work you get there. But the Undertaker's 47 years old. He's basically.
I saw him in last year's WrestleMania. He looked 96.
You could stack two dads on top of each other, and depending on the dad, they still might not be as old as the Undertaker.
Sure.
He's the oldest person basically in the world, and he is out there tonight at the wrestling event that I'm going to be a very big fan of. He is out there tonight just dealing out, the classic Texas Red style justice that he's known for. He's going to be dishing it out.
And then driving his kids to school.
Yeah, right.
I don't want him to.
And his grandkids.
I don't want him to hear me, because he could probably just obliterate me.
Yeah.
He could just erase me from existence with one slam. But I watched him last year, and his skin looked so brittle, wrapped around his muscles. It looked like at any time, like if he gets slammed the wrong way, that his skin would just like pop, and his insides would just spill out. He would just spill out onto the canvas.
That would be, that's the ultimate power move. If you're talking about intimidation, if your opponent goes into a match knowing that with the wrong slam,
you could
they
burst.
could split you wide open like a balloon full of SpaghettiOs. That's a horrifying image to try to put on somebody.
Mm-hmm. That's why Jimmy Jean Shorts isn't allowed to play anymore.
Oh yeah,
he burst open Rey Mysterio. That's why he has to wear that mask.
Poor Rey Mysterio. He is inspired by luchadors.
CM Punk saw the event, got so scared he went straight edge. These are all wrestling goofs. How do I know all this shit?
I don't know.
How do you know this shit?
It's terrifying. You have these deep pools of knowledge within yourself. Like the only thing I know, I knew I was gonna bust out one of the Undertaker's moves is the "I'm so sorry for your loss." That's one. That's
the
one
smelling salts.
But he's known for his pile driver, and I know that, and I don't know how I know that.
It's called the
Tombstone, isn't it?
Tomb Raider. It's called the Tomb Raider.
That's right.
Is the name of that move. So this has been Kayfabulous, our podcast within a podcast about wrestling. We sure hope you enjoyed it, but now I think we should try our hands at some advice.